Alrighty. Oop. Let us continue with Code Vein. Code Vein? No, that's not correct. Rain code. Oh, a little loud. Where is my audio settings? Let's turn that down a little bit. Alright, so we got to this dungeon. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay. Fancy. Dun 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 dun. I would thought like turn into the train eventually. Have a theme of what we've just did.
Hey, did something move just now?
Oh.
Oh, that's a Q.
A Q?
Q? Is that a monster living in the mystery labyrinth?
They're not exactly monsters. Q are part of the mystery labyrinth itself. They're what Q have no intelligence or autonomy. All they
poor
do
things.
is manifest the mysteries in the labyrinths. But since you are here to defeat mysteries, they're kinda like obstacles.
Okay, so we beat them up.
They're the enemy.
Of course, as a detective seeking the truth, mysteries are your greatest enemy.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Interesting. So we keep moving forward. But nothing changes or something changes? Oh. What do we have here? No.
What is that?
Uh-oh. It's powering up. Oh. Wow. That's a design. Look at them. Instead of being covered in gold
There
like the
are
real world.
monsters here.
That's a mystery phantom.
Alright.
A
Mystery Phantom.
What's that?
I told you that Qs make mysteries materialize, right?
Materialize, alright?
Well, if there's someone in the real world trying to interfere with the case, that person also materializes.
Yeah,
That's a
okay
mystery
dokie.
phantom.
Interfering with the case? Hey, doesn't he kind of look like Swank of the Peacekeepers?
He sure does.
Peacekeepers are tied up in this. Then maybe this incident has something to do with Amaterasu Corporation.
You,
Oh.
you're the culprit.
Huh?
No, I'm not. What are you on about? Ooh. Oh, he's getting bigger.
Since all the other passengers on the train are dead, you're the only one who could have done the crime.
That is
So you're
how it
the
looks like.
culprit. That's the truth behind this case.
Master, he's trying to frame you to bury the case. If you can't get past this, you can't reach the truth.
What do I do? Should I just run away?
A detective doesn't run from a mystery. You gotta defeat him.
How do we defeat him?
How?
That is my question.
Are you ready to give your life for the truth?
Huh?
Just say, I am.
I am.
Alright, so it's like cutscene, stop. Oh. Alright, she's being extra again. So, can we trust her? No. Hey, yo. Alright, so she likes keeping things in her stomach.
What? A sword?
Tig, it looks like it.
We call it the Solution Blade.
Ah,
It's
the
a sword
Solution
with
Blade.
Special powers to affect things inside the Mystery Labyrinth. Use that to boom kill the Mystery Phantom. Let's do this.
Alright,
Whoa,
how does this
slow
play
down.
out?
How do I use this?
I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually. Anyway, damage you take here is nothing to sniff at. It's not like an injury in the real world, but still, the more and more your mind realizes you've been hurt here, oh boy, you'll wind up brain dead.
Oh,
But
that's
game over, time
useful.
to start from the beginning again. No
Let's
one
not end
wants
up brain
that,
dead.
So you'd better be super careful. Come on, pay attention.
Alright, here we go. Stamina. Game over. Traps and obstacles lie in wait inside the mystery labyrinth. Make a mistake while facing them and master stamina will decrease.
Dead, Master?
Oh no. If game over when the stamina runs out, so be careful as you uncover the truth. Okay, kinda trying to remember how the court cases went in Danganronpa. Danganronpa. Ooh. Glitchy. Hey, it matches my colours scheme. Reasoning deathmatch. This is how court cases should be.
A mystery labyrinth.
Alright, dodge upwards, dodge downwards, dodge left, dodge right, rebuttal. Okay. During the reasoning deathmatch, or RDM, a mystery phantom will attack master or making statements about the case.
Dodge, dodge.
Getting hit by a statement means taking damage, so move up and down, left and right to avoid it. Track it carefully and dodge.
Pay attention.
If you dodge a statement at the very last second, it becomes a daring dodge. The more daring dodges you make, the bigger the bonus you'll get later. So give it a shot if you got the
You
guts.
forgot.
The bonus for success daring dodges is based on the max amount you can dodge in one cycle. Basically, there's a cap on how much you can get.
Don't let any shady statement slip by.
Alright, inflammable statements give you a chance to counterattack statements by containing contradictions. Slash through them with the solution blade to fight back against them.
Master doesn't make mistakes, right? Right?
To expose contradictions, you gotta pick the right solution key. The key is ready, set a solution blade this time, so find the contradictory inflammable statement and slash it. If you slash the statement containing the contradiction with the right solution key, you'll destroy it, damaging the mystery phantom.
Oh,
Picking the wrong solution key or miss the timing means taking damage. Alright, let's see how difficult this is. Coffee in the dining car.
No need to draw this out. You're the culprit behind this case. You murdered 5 bastard detectives. That's the only explanation.
Ah,
Everyone else is dead. You're the only one who could have done the crime.
I'll slash through this mystery.
whoop. Alright, let's see, how can I slash through this?
No, there's no way I could have done it. I wasn't conscious the whole time because I drank the drugged coffee in the dining car.
Yeah.
It's no use.
And we got photo evidence.
Deduction is wrong.
Master!
Master!
Solution key.
Okay, solution key window, rebuttal, solution. Looks like there are more solution keys to choose from. The number of keys will change between RDMs. Use the correct key to slash through.
You better not be skimming over
I already
this.
mentioned this, but attacking with the wrong solution key means taking damage, so be careful. Testimony of 2 detectives.
Around the whole time.
Okay.
Ridiculous! You're the culprit! You knew it was drugged. That's how you avoided being knocked out.
Whoop.
Detectives were drugged. You went around killing them all. You're busted. You took the laced coffee and only pretended to drink it.
Oh, come on.
Master?
Yeah,
Yeah, didn't know it was drugs. I wasn't pretending to drink it.
You were out the whole time. Ridiculous! You're the culprit. You knew it was drugged. That's how you
Yo,
avoided
hello.
being knocked out.
Whoop.
The other detectives were drugged.
Whoop. Hope you're well, Drucker.
Around killing them all. You're busted. Took the laced coffee and only pretended to drink it.
Okay, the timing's a bit weird for that. Define well. Well, alive, I guess.
Zange's photography footage showed me drinking the coffee. That proves I wasn't faking anything.
Oh, ah. Dead or alive. Hey, that's a game series. Oh. We defeated him?
Did I defeat it?
See? No matter how weak you are, things will turn out fine, as long as I'm here.
Okay.
He tried to frame me as the culprit.
Guess that's what Amaterasu Corp is doing. They want to set you up and call it a day.
That makes their
That's why the
jobs easier.
peacekeepers barged in as soon as the train hit the station. They probably planned this.
So, did they have cameras on
So they
board? Didn't
knew
really
what
see
was
any
about to happen.
cameras.
Then the culprit works for Amaterasu?
Or someone hired by them. Either way, the peacekeepers want to hide who did it.
So the
Hmm.
reason Control Headquarters didn't respond to the emergency calls was because of Amaterasu.
Yeah, they blocked it.
Probably. Now that we know what they're aiming for, we're one step closer to the truth. Let's keep this up and unriddle this mystery labyrinth so we can get to the truth.
Yeah, the truth.
Awfully casual about this. My life is at stake here.
Anyway, how am I doing? I could be
now
better
that
myself.
The mystery labyrinth is the case's mysteries given shape. But what do you do here, Shinigami?
Yes, Yagami.
I'm the one and only cutie that can directly interact with the mystery labyrinth.
No.
The progress you've made in the mystery labyrinth and solving those mysteries here, it's all thanks to me.
Yep.
How are you able to do this?
Dun
I don't know
dun.
what to tell you. I've always been able to do this, so I forgot how. More importantly, you got drugged and knocked out. You are so pitiful, Master.
Oh dear,
No
poor
wonder
Master.
You're waddling around like a toddler.
I thought I was dizzy because I've got this weird ghost thing haunting me.
Huh? Making a pact with me won't make you dizzy.
You've been trying to figure out a good vid idea that can be done in like an hour or like 3 hours? Yeah, that sounds like a
Your
tough limit.
lifespan by a lot.
Definitely not a lot can be done in just an hour or two.
You're kidding, right? Right?
Right?
Anyway, who do you think is the culprit, Master?
If the drinks were drugs in the dining car, the culprit must have been on the train before anyone else.
Yo, Isaac! Hello, hello.
Oh, so then all you have to do is ask around and figure out what order everyone got on board. Oh, wait a minute. You can't, because they're all dead!
You aren't taking this very seriously, are you?
Murder cases, seriously? Meh. Why would you do that? Oh, we're gonna get attacked by something again? Oh, no, we made it to the end of the hallway. Ooh.
Place.
Oh, train,
Whoa.
skull.
The path is forked in two. Which way should I go?
This fork in the
Oh, no,
path is
multiple
also
choices.
a materialized mystery. So
Yeah,
you should know which way to go if you solve it.
Train time? Well, we're trying to solve why everyone died on the train.
First, let's clarify what mystery this is exactly.
Huh? How do you do that?
Like this.
That's a scythe.
Huh?
Roll credits, we're dead.
Blood! Blood!
Quit overreacting, Master. This is a mystery labyrinth. It's fine.
He's freaking dead. What? Oh,
Anyway, take a look. I used the blood of the Truth Seeker as a conduit to expose the mystery blocking the path.
Alright, is the culprit
Is
one of
that
the 6
a
on the
question?
train?
That's the mystery standing in your way. You just need to pick the right path and head on through.
6 on the train. It must mean the 6 master detectives, including me, right? If I don't think the culprit is among the 6 on the train, then I should take the right path, which says no. But if I think the culprit is one of the 6 on board, I need to take the left path that says yes. Which is...
Alright.
There's only one truth.
Well, questions relating to the case are asked in different forms inside the mystery labyrinth. Choose the correct answer and take me to the truth. Well, seeing that all the tests said that there was no other people on the thing, so it has to be one of the 6.
Then...
Was the culprit among the 6 people or not?
Master?
Pick the door you think's right. Well, it has to be yes.
So, you think the culprit is one of the 6 on the train, right?
Yes.
Right here!
Yep. Alright, hopefully it is. Because otherwise it makes no sense if there was a 7th person.
Can I go through now?
Oh, you got it right? Not bad at all, Master.
Oh. Oh. No, the Phantom's back.
Ah! Something happened. Why? Did I make the wrong choice?
It's trying to bury the truth again. Go get him, Master.
Oh. What lies is it trying to spread? I do like that. It's like my color scheme. It's such a strange coincidence. Yep. Okay, so we got Matt and the testimony of 2 detectives.
He's wrong. Other than the 6 on the train.
But we've got the testimonies of 2. No. The testimony of 2 detectives. With their radar scan and hearing scan.
2 master detectives used their abilities to prove that only 6 people were on the train. If it was only 1 person, they could have been lying or an imposter. But 2 of them means there can be no mistake.
Wrong! Your reasoning is completely off!
Eh? The Peacekeeper Death Report Operation Log.
Testimony even do? Your accomplice just wasn't there when those 2 checked. But came aboard after that. So what if the windows don't open? While everyone was in doubt, you secretly stopped the train and let your partner board.
Oh, come on.
Together, you committed the crime. This way, there's
The
no
attack is so laggy.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
Oh, yeah? Maybe I would refute the mystery phantom statement and choose the solution case. Okay, so I had to change
What
the...
good does that testimony even do? Your accomplice just wasn't there when those 2 checked. But
Yep.
came aboard after that. So what if the windows don't open? While everyone was in doubt,
Dun dun dodge.
you secretly stopped the train and let your partner board.
I'll slash through this mystery.
Dun 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 dun.
The backup control room's operation log showed that the train never stopped. And the doors won't open unless the train stops.
Yeah.
So it's impossible for someone to have gotten on during the trip.
Damn.
Damn, and explode. Dun.
Looks like you're getting the hang of this, Master. You've learned to ruthlessly cut down any who stand in your way.
Face.
You make it sound like I'm the bad guy here. Hey, I was wondering, if the Mystery Labyrinth is trying to block people from seeking the truth, wouldn't it reject my answers, even if they're right? Or maybe the questions themselves could be lies.
Lies.
A mystery labyrinth has no self-will. It can't lie or create things not based on the real-world mystery. This place is a direct manifestation of a mystery. You can always progress as long as you keep solving it. In that sense, the labyrinth is fair. It won't cheat you.
No, hopefully, I believe you.
See, that's a relief.
By the way, about the culprit being one of the 6 of you, how could the culprit commit the crime when all the other passengers besides you were dead?
They weren't dead. But if I wasn't the killer, it's the only answer.
Another fork in the road.
This is how we reach the truth. It reflects how problems are really solved, doesn't it?
Well,
Why don't there be more
I
doors in the
don't
future?
know if I've ever actually solved a mystery on my own. I don't remember. it
Yay,
all.
memory loss.
Doesn't matter. You just need to solve the mystery in front of us.
Oh, not again. Everyone was dead, so how did the culprit pull it off?
Say,
Committed suicide after the crime? Very unlikely. You just leave all the heavy lifting to your lovely Mystery Labyrinth guide. Alright. Oh, she's already flying towards the correct answer, huh?
come on.
You don't have to choose yet. Oh? Nope. I'm not. It's this one.
Come on.
Huh?
Okay, you want me to check out the other door?
Oh, I got it. Master, leave this to me. This has to be the right answer.
No. Wait. What's happening? Oh, was that one of the abilities I accidentally...
The culprit just played dead. Because if they did commit suicide after the crime, they'd be dead right now.
Nah.
That's no fun at all.
That's your reasoning?
Wait, what's this chain?
I told you we share mind and body. The chain is proof of that.
Yeah.
A relationship can never be broken apart.
That's terrible.
We're like a dog on a leash.
Please, you should consider yourself lucky you're being haunted by a cutie like me.
True, I guess.
I'm so tired. I pulled you up here, so you can walk the rest of the way yourself.
No.
I didn't ask you to do that. So you think this path will lead toward the truth, right?
Well,
No idea. This is a labyrinth. It's pretty common to encounter dead ends.
alright. Hopefully we don't get a dead end.
Whoa, watch out!
Well, that's an issue.
You see? What did I tell you? Dead end.
Don't sound so proud of yourself. You chose this path, Shinigami.
If it's a dead end, maybe the culprit wasn't just plain dead.
I searched all 5 bodies, and they were, without a doubt, dead.
But were there 5 bodies?
So the answer isn't play dead.
You changed your mind already?
Exploring all possibilities is an important part of beating a mystery labyrinth.
So it's okay if we choose the wrong door?
So awesome.
But they didn't kill themselves. That's also incorrect.
By the way, I did say I can guide you through the mystery labyrinth, but I'm not that good at solving mysteries.
You could have said that a little earlier.
Just want to help. I like when you rely on me, Master.
Anyway, what's going on in the real world while we're in the mystery labyrinth?
Time has stopped on the other side.
That's
We're
useful.
sort of set apart from the normal flow of time while we're here. In other words, you're still surrounded by peacekeepers.
So if we return without solving the mystery, we'll just be captured.
As a result, this murder case will remain unsolved and linger in people's memories as a serious
Wow.
crime. Naturally, this mystery labyrinth will also survive. And
Oh?
that creates an even bigger problem.
Wait,
Which
what?
is?
Leaving a case unsolved means that it will go down in history that way. The more bizarre a mystery is, the more it attracts people's interest. And the more people rack
So
their
it becomes
brains
a
about
cult?
that mystery, the bigger the mystery labyrinth gets. Eventually, the mystery labyrinth would gain enough power to start affecting the real world. It would implant
Okay.
insidious ideas into people's minds, creating more murderers and, in turn, new mystery labyrinths.
Oh! We've got raided! We're under attack! Yo, Malice! Hello, hello! Hope you had a good stream. What were you painting? Let's see, it says you were doing miniatures and models. Were you building, painting? I gotta do that myself soon. Hopefully this weekend. I keep putting off touching my models.
Labyrinths can create endless cycles.
But welcome
That's why
in!
It's best to cut it off as soon as possible.
But if you do have to raid and run, that is all understandable. Oh, you're painting Tyranids. Nice, nice. You're doing your own scheme, or you're doing one of the major hive fleets?
It sounds way more daunting than I thought.
Ooh, nice.
Ah, we're finally back. The other route is commit suicide after the crime. There's no other option, so it has to be the right answer.
Oh, Johnny look like alien. Nice, nice. So what? Gonna use dark black metallics. See, none of that seems right.
Let's solve this thing.
Well, I guess we're going through the wrong door.
Careful.
Unless they did kill themselves afterwards. Oh, yeah, yeah. So I'd say, yeah, look for a Tamiya Black. That's a good one. Like you do a base coat of
But to commit
metallic,
suicide after the crime would mean
silver, and then you do that over the
after
top,
killing
and
the
you get
other
like a little
four,
sparkly effect
the
underneath
culprit
the
killed himself, right?
black
Is
gloss.
that really the right answer?
The mystery labyrinth's roots represent logical deduction. If there's only one route, then it's the only possibility. I think the only option left is the culprit off himself. We just need to find that suicidal pest.
So they moved the body, the first body, and then killed themselves in the place of the what? Uh-oh. This floor seems unstable.
What's going on here?
Oh, we're playing Donkey Kong Country now. Let's go.
This is part of the mystery materializing. You just need to solve it. Come on, Master! Concentrate!
Okay. Oh, time to enjoy.
Concentrate! Concentrate!
Okay, what do we have to do? Who was the last person to die during this incident? The culprit, X.
This way. If the culprit committed suicide after the crime, then the last person that died should be the culprit.
Right! Because they wouldn't be able to kill someone else if they off themselves already. Nice work!
All right.
Let's try
Try again. Who set fire to the dead culprit? The culprit again?
Of course. The person who started the fires must be the culprit.
All five burned to death, so the culprit who died last totally burned himself.
Okay, crazy.
Come on, let's try again.
Who was the last person to be burned? Oh god, Zane? Zilch? Aphex?
We're gonna crash!
Oh. Not Aphex? Okay. Huh. So then... the only person could be Foxboy.
Must be it. One who burned the other four, then set themselves on fire. Is Zilch.
Oh wait, is Zilch the crazy guy? Their names all sound the same.
You know, setting aside the idea that the culprit was the last to die, why would it be Detective Four Eyes?
Okay, Zilch is Four Eyes. Okay.
Didn't we discover his body first?
No, that was someone else's body.
Peacekeepers, the victims all burned to death, right?
But there was a knife.
But when we first found Zilch in Car 1, he wasn't burnt yet. If that's the case, that means he must have burned to death after that. Although, everyone else we found after him had already died from burns.
Alright. So if they all burned to death, then the last one who died could be Detective Four Eyes.
I think
Interesting.
the culprit killed everyone in the opposite order of how we found their corpses.
Yes, and went through the carriages.
Starting from Car 5, he killed them in order one by one, then set himself on fire in Car 1.
So Detective Four Eyes is without a doubt the culprit. But he committed suicide, huh?
But how? There wasn't the map, the extra path. Was he able to switch the cars around? But wouldn't that be in the log?
Whoa! It worked?
See, I told you it would be fine. I'm such a terrific guide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, goal!
Is that the end of it?
I guess that's everything. Seems easier than I thought.
Why would
What's
he
wrong, Master?
murder everyone and then kill himself? What's the motive?
I'm wondering if that's really all that happened. Something about this seems off.
It does? You think so?
Oh.
Ah! What's going on?
Conclusion. Silch killed the other four, then set fire to
Conclusion?
himself.
Is this the truth behind the case?
Doesn't...
There's only one door. No other options. Maybe this really is the end. Kind of a simple conclusion despite 5 people dying.
This
Well,
seems wrong.
I hope this was a helpful tutorial for...
Wait. Mystery labyrinths contain all the mysteries of the real-world case, including things like misdirection, right? Which means this could be an attempt by the culprit to mislead us.
So, you don't think this is the truth? What makes you say that?
I'm not sure, but I have a feeling the case isn't closed yet.
If
So?
so, then this door could be a fake.
How can we tell?
If you think it's fake, why not try breaking it? It'll be bad news if you're wrong, though. And I won't tell you exactly what will happen. I don't want to affect your judgment.
You've already affected my judgment.
I guess I would get
guess
trapped in
the
there.
only way to find out is to destroy. How do I do that?
Just go out the door and call it fate? Demolish the door.
So it was fake. It was the culprit trying to throw us off the trail.
Well, I sure hope I'm right. Oh. It's back.
You said it just quit while you were ahead.
It's
I'm more
rare
than
for
just
a
a head.
To appear. This mystery labyrinth is way tougher than I thought. Master, don't lay your guard down.
Make sure you drop your money before you drop dead. I promise I'll show mercy to your wallet.
Show mercy to your wallet. Let's fight.
I wonder if
Alright.
Master can even make snap judgments.
Mystery Phantoms sometimes throw out noise. These will obstruct your vision and get in the way, so use Master's Solution Blade to cut them down. The more noise destroyed, the bigger the bonus you'll get later. So when it pops up in front of you, be aggressive and attack.
You got all that down.
The bonus for destroying noise is based on the maximum amount you can destroy in one cycle. Basically, there's a cap on how much you can get.
The culprit must be Zilch. Reason is obvious.
Yep.
Zilch is the only one who could have done the crime.
Wrong thing loaded. He stabbed himself with nothing, set himself on fire. Really?
Right.
It can't be right. Okay.
The culprit must be Zilch. Reason is obvious. Zilch is the only one who could have done the crime. He burned the four passed out victims, then set himself on fire, and died from immolation.
No. That one.
The truth. No. Now that I think about it, Zilch's suicide by fire doesn't make sense. Because when I saw Zilch through the window, there was a knife in his chest. If he burned himself, then why would there be a knife stuck there?
Yeah, knives don't cause fires.
You little brat. Fine.
Unless it's got fire enchantment.
I was a knife stuck in the body. Of course I know why. Yeah, it was to knock himself out.
No, damn it.
Say,
I was a knife stuck in the body. Of course I know why. Yeah, it was to knock himself out.
I'll slash through this mystery.
I didn't get all of them. The timing's tough.
If his plan was to fall unconscious, he would have used the drugged coffee in the dining car. That's a much easier way to pass out.
I want to use the other. Let's see what the other solution would have said.
I see. So they're trying to mislead you about the cause of death for Detective Four Eyes.
Right. The Peacekeeper said all the detectives burned to death. To me, it looked more like he was stabbed to death.
Yeah, that's
So
what it looked like.
The Peacekeeper's report was a lie? But they have no reason to do that.
Well,
If
clearly they
wanted to set you up
do.
as the culprit, they'd be raising questions by fabricating reports.
Yeah, you're right. They all must have died by fire, after all. And for some reason, only Zilch appeared to have been stabbed to death. I get it. So that's what was bothering me.
Oh?
But no matter how hard I think about it, I can't seem to figure out what happened next.
Huh? Why's that?
I don't have enough clues about Zilch in the first car. I should have investigated it more after discovering the body, but I was too preoccupied with...
So we're stuck right here. I
Interesting.
don't see any other routes to break through this mystery. I don't even know what but I do know there can't be a labyrinth without a goal. The truth is always behind a mystery. You wish you had investigated more, right? So, you think you'd have the answer if you'd done that?
Huh? Yeah, maybe.
Oh, fine. My secret weapon is so draining, I try to avoid using it as much as possible.
Oh, we're going back in time?
But I just love it when you rely on me, Master.
Oh god, what crazy things you gonna do now?
I have a bad feeling about this. What are you trying to do?
This is all for you, Master.
All for Master?
Wait!
Nope. Oh, his memory got knocked out of him. She's so proud of herself.
What's going on?
I'm extracting your memory and materializing it inside the mystery labyrinth. This is my super cute special weapon. See, if you investigate here, you might make some new discoveries.
Oh, the shock from all this is making my head spin.
You don't have any time to waste, Master. This was pumped out of that slow brain of yours, so don't assume it'll stick around for long. You have until the pain in your head clears up. Now hurry and investigate.
Got it. I'll hurry.
Yep. Crime scene recreation. Okay. A cushion.
Huh? This cushion. Was it always there?
Oh, and there's a stab wound in it.
Also, it looks like it has a hole in the middle of it. It was made by something sharp. What did this?
Well, the knife, clearly. A cushion found next to the bed that has a hole in it, as if it was punctured by something sharp.
Oh, so I can get solution keys here.
You may have seen it, but forgotten. That just means you didn't think it, but it is in your memory, so you can use...
You can do that?
Go on, keep
I don't remember missing a cushion. What? Burnt blankets, yeah.
This blanket is mostly burned, but some parts near the knife are unscathed. It doesn't look like there's blood on the blanket at all. But how could that be?
Because it was stabbed into a burnt corpse. The body was already dead.
Oh, it's fading. I guess the pain is starting to go away too.
Looks like time's up. Well, did you find anything?
A
Yeah,
pillar?
I think I see the contradiction here.
Come on, this is where you're supposed to declare, I've solved the mystery.
Solve
Well,
the
if
mystery.
you think you're on the right track, then I guess we should do this next.
Do what?
Uh-oh.
It's for when you're stuck in your deductions. Remember what I said earlier? Every labyrinth has a goal. So even when you're stuck, there's always a way out. And we're
Oh,
gonna find
good.
it by working together.
Working together?
Lay it all out, Master!
Oh, okay, a barrel. So many strange things in this game. And that's a beach. Okay.
We're gonna expose the truth together!
It's like barrels, monkeys in a barrel? What was that thing? Wait, no, you're putting the swords into the pirate. The Shigagami puzzle is one of my secret techniques to uncover the hidden truth. The truth is hidden somewhere in the letters on the side of the barrel containing yours truly. Read the question, then knock out the letters in the right order. Make a mistake and the time limit will reduce. You can knock the letters out in the right order. I'll be imbued with the power of truth and unleash a special move that'll open up a path.
It's time for the solution key!
By the way, if you feed me the solution keys floating around the barrel, I'll give you whatever hint comes to mind. Grab a key and bring it to my mouth. No, but there's some solution keys you can't get hints from. If I eat one of those, the time limit will be reduced. Okay, Detective Silver's death was actually a red. Do 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 do.
You can do it, Master! Nice!
Ah. Dun dun. E.
Great!
N.
Nice!
Nice. Red. Boop. Mm-hmm. Oh, well then. Good old craziness.
That's right. When I saw Zilch through the window, it appeared as if the knife was stuck
But
in
it was
his
actually
chest.
in a pillow.
But in actuality, he stabbed the blanket-wrapped cushion to make it look like he had been stabbed. That's why the blanket didn't have blood on it, even though the cushion was stabbed through. Zilch's death was a red herring. It was meant to mislead us.
I still don't think it was Silch that did it. But maybe. New key. Silch's death was just a red herring to hide the truth.
It's a new solution key.
If it was a red herring, that means he wasn't really dead.
Yeah. Zilch was faking his death to fool. That knife was just to trick me into thinking he was dead when I looked through the window. But the Peacekeeper's report saying they all burned to death created a contradiction.
So the culprit was just plain dead. It's exactly what I said.
Okay.
In a roundabout way, yes.
Which
But then
means that dead
for
end
the
in
5
this could have a new path
So
now.
yeah, still just the 3 burned bodies. I mean the 4 burned bodies.
Let's hurry
And the
back.
police are lying about the 5 bodies being burned? Eh? Hmm. So is Zilch still alive or not? Oh, we're gonna run all the way. Oh, good.
What's wrong?
It's too much of a hassle to go all the way back there. I don't want to walk anymore.
Nope.
Some guide you are. Besides, you're not even walking.
I despise effort and hard work.
Understandable.
I wanna head back the easy way.
The easy way.
I know. I have a convenient transportation method thanks to my awesomeness.
And you're only knowing
Lets us
now?
go anywhere you've been before. Now is the
Alright. What's convenient? Zom? Eve? C? Eh?
A mysterious force is blocking you from casting this spell.
What?
Oh.
That spell will let you escape from within a labyrinth, but you can't use it inside the mystery labyrinth. Anyway, time to pick again.
Sure.
Wait, these are like spells from Eva Zoom. What game was this? Are those terms from? Those spells. Whoop.
See? Super easy.
Yeah, sure.
But unfortunately, using it does drain a little bit.
Drain a little bit of what? Do you have MP or something?
Your lifespan.
My
Lifespan.
lifespan? Again?
So we've passed through how did the culprit pull it off junction and have taken the play dead turn again. Now that we have a new solution key, I'm sure we can solve this mystery and access what's ahead.
Let's give it a try.
Oh. A new door. What
Solution keys
proves
are
the
important
culprit
to
played
solving
dead?
mysteries.
Solution
Yours
keys were
truly
used.
is- We're gonna expose the truth.
Select the solution key that answers the question in front of you. Get the right and the mystery will disappear. Can I save in here? Cannot save now. Makes sense. What proves the culprit played dead? Use solution key. The red herring. Dun dun.
Zilch was trying to trick us into thinking he'd killed himself.
It's bright again. Okay, so if it is Zilch,
A bridge.
See, didn't I say?
so how
that
did he
here?
disappear during the
It's
fire?
obvious we found the right deductive clue to break through. I'm so amazing.
Well, maybe later.
Still so much confusion.
We opened the play dead route thanks to the corpse red herring solution key. So Zilch really faked his death to mislead us.
If so, he is absolutely the culprit. Now, we just need to prove it.
Cows.
But even if the mystery labyrinth is fair when it comes to solving mysteries, the real world will be different, right? What if Amaterasu Corp decides to protect the culprit, even if we prove who really did it?
Oh, you're worried they'll just cover it up? No need to worry about that.
Oh.
Huh? Why's that?
Let's save the fun for later.
What is she up to? What's she hiding? Oh, not
The
again.
ground! It's falling apart!
You better run, Master!
Run!
Why? Wasn't this...
Maybe the logic still has some holes in it.
Oh.
Ah!
Yeah, the logic being Zilch the one to do it. Oh. Jump!
You better concentrate!
No. Oh. Breaking his neck gives him powers? What was Yuma saw through the window actually Zilch? No. Ah, damn. Okay, so what we saw through the window was Zilch. Okay, but that was replaced. But then he swapped. Right?
When I saw Zilch through the window, he was faking his death with a knife through the cushion. That was definitely the real Zilch.
Was the burnt corpse in Common actually Zilch? No.
The corpse I investigated was real, it just wasn't Zilch's corpse. In other words, Zilch swapped himself out for a real corpse.
But Alphins? Whatever his name was? Zilch was released of a corpse in infirmary before we met after. Before.
The corpse was switched right before I broke the infirmary window to open the lock.
Mm-hmm.
The blazing fire had filled the room with smoke, so I couldn't make anything out through the window. Zilch used that smoke as cover to switch himself with a dead body.
We made it. We're safe.
The fire wasn't only there to show he died from burning.
It was a smoke screen.
It was also a smoke screen to swap out the corpse.
Right. In the smoke, he switched places with a corpse he had hit.
Hidden. Oh. So he didn't have one hidden. Well, I must have had one hidden. But where could you hide a
Next up,
corpse?
You need to deduce where the corpse was hidden.
Because the room was filled with smoke, he needed to put the body somewhere he could access immediately.
Under the
Where are
bed.
you thinking?
If he needed to get to the body as quickly as possible, only one place makes sense.
Under the bed. Spot.
That place is suspicious.
Where was the burnt, swapped out corpse hidden? Use the screen.
Better search
You can pick
every nook and
spots
cranny.
where the icon changes. Picking the wrong spot means you take damage.
Right? Right?
Anyway, under the bed. Can I choose that?
Here.
And that's where he hid himself.
That's it. The burnt corpse was hidden right there.
Nah.
Hey.
Oh, they're taking us somewhere. Bad touch. Bad touch.
Jeez, one after another. This is really bad for my heart.
We're not done yet. Hurry, let's speed it up.
Shinigami, you might be fine because you're floating around, but this is really tough for me.
I
Oop.
can't believe it. He had the corpse hidden under the blanket?
Oh, well, I said
So,
bed, but anyway.
Four-eyed detective
Same
was
difference.
sleeping next to a dead body. I'm so jealous.
Oh.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
Alright, let's move forward. Oh, what's this?
Zilch was lying in bed with the corpse. He got up once the smoke screen was ready.
Oh, yeah.
He took the corpse out from under the blanket, pulled the knife out of the cushion, and stabbed it. That way, even after he switched with the corpse, he could just hide to avoid me.
Yeah, under the bed.
Detective Four Eyes hide after that.
It must have been someplace with easy access, which must mean
Under the bed.
He could
Yeah.
have quickly hid there.
Which means if you checked under the bed at the time, you would have caught that four-eyed idiot.
Nope.
But back then, I was in such a hurry to warn the other masters. I'm sure he calculated all that too. He knew I'd panic.
I mean, most people would.
Maybe he was planning to take advantage of you from the very beginning, and that's why he let you live.
Yeah, I think Zilch was the one who peeked into the restroom while I was sleeping there. I was supposed to be sleeping in the infirmary. So he must have planned to move me before committing the crime. I passed out in the restroom, but that didn't hinder his plans. So
Speaking of which, wasn't it Detective Four Eyes who told you to go to the first car?
yeah, he must have planned to make me witness everything and set me up as the culprit.
Aha! I think I'm starting to see the whole picture now.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad, Master. Maybe you were a big shot detective before you lost your memories.
No, if I really was a great detective, I would have caught.
I guess so.
Nope.
By the way, where did he get the corpse he was hiding in the blanket?
That corpse? Well,
Well, they could always. Oh, wait, the corpse could have been
again!
no
I
heartbeat,
won't let you go any further.
no movement.
Getting in our way again, huh?
So yeah, he could have had an extra
You
corpse
stand against
waiting the
my
whole
ruthless
time.
Master, he'll chop you up and I will not.
Reasoning deathmatch. Alright.
Master, I'm lending you a hand from here on out.
Huh? Assist?
Oh.
The rule of the Mystery Labyrinth to assist whoever you're accompanying. Now let's go, Master. Looks like you might
Oop.
need assist
By using
after
assist,
all,
your partner
Master.
inside the mystery labyrinth will help you out.
The clincher.
When a partner's assist is activated, mystery phantom statements won't inflict any damage. So use it to take a closer look at what they're saying. Oh. Corpse, corpse, and corpse.
I won't let you pass. Enough of your nonsense. You think he swapped with a corpse? It'd be impossible to switch like that.
No, come on, I dodged.
Someone who could replace Zilch would need to be the same size as him. He didn't have a bag that could carry a corpse. It would have been caught at the station. It'd be impossible to get it on board. There was no corpse to replace anyway.
Master!
Yeah.
Yeah, so the cult must have prepared a body for its purpose, but where?
I won't let you pass! Enough of your nonsense!
Wait, how?
He swapped with a corpse? It'd be impossible to switch like that. Someone who can replace Silch would need to be the same size as him. He didn't have a bag that could carry a corpse.
Do or die!
It would have been down at the station. It'd be impossible to get it on board. There was no corpse to replace anyway.
But
If there sure was a body swap, there had to be a replacement corpse.
Well,
Were there a bunch of corpses on the train? You could have just used one of those. Yeah.
I won't let you pass. Enough of your nonsense. You think he swapped with a corpse? It'd be impossible to switch like that. Someone who can replace Silch would need to be the same size as him. He didn't have a bag that could carry a corpse. It would have been down at the station. It'd be impossible to get it on board. There was no corpse to replace anyway.
this is the truth.
Alfec's corpse. He's the same size. And it had a
there's no need
knife.
to bring an extra corpse for the swap. He just needed to reuse a dead body.
Yeah,
on
so
the
that's what
train.
I've been saying a long time ago.
It's Aphex's body from the 5th car.
Because it had the necklace and the hole in it.
He and Zilch are nearly the same height, and both have stab wounds in their chests. So the corpse that was switched was Aphex's.
Damn it!
A letter?
He looks completely obliterated.
Now we don't have to fight anymore.
Even if that's true, don't let your guard down. The mystery labyrinth isn't over.
All right.
What other surprises will there be? Thought I saw a Ninja Turtle face in this well at the back there.
Wow. Who would have thought that short-tempered idiot would be used for a body swap?
A body swap. I wonder if there's a way to turn off the pop-ups when people go online on the Switch.
Thinking back, the reason the corpses in the 1st and 5th cars were burnt was to switch them out. But the corpse was so badly burned that I couldn't tell it was Aphex. That must be what the necklace was for, so I could identify him.
Yeah.
Well, reusing a corpse is rather environmentally friendly with the culprit, don't you think? He totally went green. I mean, we gotta recycle everything in our day and age, so you gotta get the most value out of corpses too, you know?
Understandable. I used to grind up corpses. It's how I learnt what humans were made of. Oh,
Zilch?
Wait, I am not the culprit. I am a victim who was already killed.
no.
So, leave me alone!
Hey, he ran away! After him, Master!
Yeah.
You said
Still
the
part
body
of the
in the
labyrinth?
first car's infirmary wasn't me, but Aphex? But you went to car 5 after car 1 and discovered his corpse there. How is the corpse transported from car 1 to car 5? That'd require moving past you.
The rear
Right,
cars
if
were
you said
moved.
past us, when did that happen?
Car 1 became Car 5. Somehow. Maybe there was only 4 cars to begin with. That's why there was no 5. And they've taken down the sign as well. Thomas has seen better days. No, that's a railway track. Oh, now a fork in the road. Dun, 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 dun.
Where did he run off to?
Well,
Another mystery that needs to
when
be
moving the
solved.
body from car 1 to car 5, the culprit moved through the train. Didn't move through the train. He moved the train itself.
If he'd gone outside the train instead of through it, he could have passed us.
No. That's impossible. 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 Impossible.
Oh.
Impossible.
Nope.
Impossible. 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 Impossible.
Oh. Cool design.
Ah! Zilch turned into a mystery phantom!
Get him, Master! Boom, kill him until there's only a sorry slab of flesh left!
Yeah, boom kill. And he's JoJo posing on us. Alright, blackout and shaking. Push of the hole.
Pass through the train. You think a corpse was brought in from outside? The windows are all locked shut. The door's locked when the train is moving. We know the train never stopped once. If the windows and doors are shut, there's no way to get out while the train is moving. No issues occurred during the train's operation.
This is the truth!
No issues. There was shaking. Dun, 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 dun. But what does the shaking mean?
No, there was something strange.
Oh, was that
The blackout
just
and
before
shaking
the...
that happened when I was in car 2 and car 4.
So it was the train decoupling.
Shaking started. I'm certain something else happened in the train. Maybe it has something to do with the mystery of the moving corpse.
Don't be stupid. So what if there was a little blackout and some gentle swaying?
Restore the plates, blood displaying a backup control
Forget the shaking
system.
and the blackout. They were nothing but coincidences. The blackout was
What?
just a bad contact. The shaking was the tunnel air pressure. There's nothing odd about that. It's all just a coincidence. It's impossible to include that in a criminal plot.
I'll protect you.
What?
Come on.
No.
They come into the copper planned it all.
Forget the shaking and the blackout. They were nothing but coincidences. The blackout was just a bad contact. The shaking was the tunnel air pressure. There's nothing odd about that. It's all just a coincidence. It's impossible to include that in a criminal plot.
Okay,
On.
okay, so there's only one thing.
Forget the shaking and the blackout. They were nothing but coincidences. The blackout was just a bad contact.
I'll slash through this mystery.
Okay, I was hoping there would be more things to turn up.
It didn't occur because of a connection failure. It was due to the main control system failing and switching to the backup control system.
The control system automatically manages the electricity in the train. When the main system fails, the backup system comes on.
Blackout occurred during that 1 second when the system switched over.
Take that. Oh. Hello, Thomas.
Hey, he ran away. Fleeing Phantom is a bad Phantom.
Is there such a thing as a good Phantom?
After him. You gotta keep solving the mystery and boom kill that mystery Phantom.
Let's get to the broom killing.
Hey!
Oh. And there's the leash again.
Master, you may know the cause of the blackout, but what does that have to do with how the corpse was moved?
The failed main control system was in Car 1, where the body swap occurred. If so, then the main control system's failure must have something to do with moving the corpse.
So maybe the culprit broke the main control system. He must have attempted to stop the train to bring in the corpse from the outside.
But the train never stopped. The operation log confirms the train was moving the entire... So I don't think he broke the system to bring the corpse in.
Then why did the main control system fail?
It must have something to do with moving...
When the
But you're
decoupling of the
unsure
cars.
exactly
That has to
how.
be it.
Huh.
Bah. And you could drive the car himself
I knew it!
along the other
Mystery
second
is
route.
blocking you. Anything blocking you in here is also a mystery. So let's...
I don't think it's ever going to get used to that. The main control system was lost when car 1 was
So this is the question we're facing right now.
The main control
decoupled.
system must have failed because something happened in the... If that's true, what exactly... If it's related to the body being moved...
Master's expression... Well, as his mentor, I better think hard too. The main control system failing. The blackout? Oh yeah! Why did the train shake like that? There was a blackout right before entering the tunnel. That was... But the culprit didn't destroy it, so... The blackout happened...
You're almost there.
because- Oh, wasn't there some shaking right before the blackout too? I don't get it.
That's right! The train shook right before the blackout. We still don't know whatever it was. It was strong enough to make the entire train shake. It caused the main control system to fail and resulted in... If it had something to do with moving a body, then what must have happened?
Ooh, did I give you the assistance you needed? Close to solving the case now? Then it's time to combine our powers and solve this thing! Let's go, Master! Lay it all out!
Right. Well. Up barrel. Here we go. Beach party time again.
Try to solve it, lickety-split!
Main system was lost when car 1 was ED. Detached? Can I fit that? Yeah, those letters spell out
Nice!
D.
That's right!
Where's T? Dun dun dun. A coming up. C. Where was C? Nah, too slow for H. Oh, the bell was breaking. We could see. Oh wait, H. And then last is D.
That's right!
Dun-dun-dun. Off you go. Oh, different pose. The love beam cannon. It was super
Could it be
effective.
that the first car was separated from the train?
Huh? Separated? What? Serious?
Yeah. The reason why the main control system failed was because the first car was cut off from the rest of the train we were riding in.
Let's keep going for now.
So I guess he was the first to the train. He lied to the others saying there was 5 carts altogether when there was only 4. So we could take the last car and put it to the front.
Master, I don't really get it. What do you mean the first car was cut off?
The shaking happened just before the blackout, right?
And it was just before the tunnel. So we look at the map.
Did it just shake? What was that? At that time, the first car was disconnected from the rest of the Amaterasu As a result, the main control system failed, and after a brief blackout, it switched to the backup.
But why cut off the first car? Why go through all that?
Of course, to move the body in the train car.
What? Oh, the leash came in handy.
There it is again! It's bigger than ever!
How much longer will this keep happening? I feel like I'm gonna suffocate.
Oh, she's using the choker chain.
Suffocating!
Again?
Again? It's never
We
enough.
need to resolve the mystery at hand.
Given that the first car was cut off so that the body could be moved. Right. I think I see what happened.
Seems like you got it. Let's do this.
Well, entire car. Here we go.
Try to solve it, lickety split.
Bonk. And boop. We're good at Hangman. Yum. Yep. Yep, you can tell we're solving crimes. Everyone knows that detective
That's
work you
right.
need this.
He transported the corpse using the entire first car.
Giant pink beams.
That's why the first car was disconnected.
Transported the corpse? With the entire car? Nonsense.
Oh, even more powerful.
Shut up!
He's turned into a Tengu. Oh, missing the horn.
The first car is at the front of the train. Apex's corpse was in the 5th car, in the back. Even if you detect the front car, how do you move it?
The split train track.
Master, don't be scared. Lots of villains transform after they've been cornered.
Calm down. Stay. How could
Remember
you
the map?
select the position of the first? And if I can answer that, how did it happen?
That reminds me. Master, earlier when you were talking about the shaking and mentioned the blackout only happened once. But the shaking happened twice.
Yeah, the reconnection.
Yeah, it definitely shook 2 separate times. Right before, the first time was when the train car was disconnected. Something happened to the train then, too. The shaking...
There's no point thinking about it. You're stuck in this labyrinth for...
Master, here it comes! You gotta solve the mystery and...
Your deductions aren't worth a damn thing, because they're all wrong from the very beginning.
We'll see about that. There we go, there's the map we need.
So it shook twice near the tunnel. What of it? You mean the train car was separated, connected? Why would that even matter?
That.
Even if you managed to separate car 1, how
come
could
on.
it be moved to the rear? The train was always running on the same tracks.
No, that's not right.
There's no way to shuffle the train cars around.
This is the truth.
The route map.
No.
Route?
At that time, not all the cars were moving on the same track. The track that the Amaterasu Express was on separated into double tracks right before entering the tunnel. So by taking advantage of the double tracks, it's possible to
And you can
switch out
speed with
train
the other
cars.
one. Oh,
The first time the train trip was before entering the tunnel, which was caused by Car 1 separating.
yep.
After that, the separated Car 1 entered the other track, while the rest of the train proceeded on the main track. The two tracks rejoin after the
Oh,
tunnel.
right. Yeah, the other way around.
That's where
Not
Car
speed
1
up.
connected to
Behind.
the end of the train.
So we were always walking backwards.
This is when the train shook for the second time.
You're right! The first car moved all the way to the back!
Made us. Yeah, yeah. So,
Normally, it's impossible for a single train car to function on its own. But the Amaterasu Express especially...
it all have
system will supply
controls.
electricity as programmed, but all train cars on the train have motors that run autonomously.
If each train car can operate autonomously, then car 1 can function on its
On its
Doesn't that
own.
solve everything? It's time you gave up.
No, that's crazy.
Huh? What?
Huh?
Using your method to rearrange the train cars would connect the first car to the end, which would leave it behind the fifth car. In other words, it becomes the sixth car, but that doesn't exist. So, you're telling me you found Apex's corpse?
So
in
there
the
was only 4
non-existent
cars, right?
sixth.
Oh, you're right.
Do you get it? You're the one who's wrong. Everything you
But then the
deduced
signs were
is
destroyed.
wrong.
No, I'm not wrong. The truth lies. I will prove it to you.
Oh. This is how we're gonna prove it. She really likes this barrel of hers.
Try to solve it lickety-split.
Okay, from the start, that was car. What's a
Ignoring me now?
4-car train?
Nice.
It was never 5. Dun-dun-dun. Haha.
Maybe the Amaterasu Express doesn't have 5 cars. What if there were only 4 cars to begin with? If that's the case, then to me, Car 1 could be made to look like Car 5.
And that's why the door was broken, because there was nowhere to go to at the beginning.
The whole time, but
That's why Melanie said the 5th car's door was broken while we were in transit.
you can't access the 5th car, the one at the end. The door appears to be broken.
Were
and
open
won't
because there
open.
was no car.
So, it wasn't broken. The 4th car was actually the farthest one back from the get-go?
I'm sure the real 5th car was left behind at the station when we departed. So the train took off with only 4 cars. There was another Car 1 at our destination. If it connected upon arrival, then the train would... So the Car 1 where I was knocked out became the 5th car at the end of the line. And when I was questioned by the peacekeepers, the Car 1 there was another car prepared at the station specifically for this plot.
The real car 1 was waiting at the station's platform, then all the peacekeepers there would have noticed it. So they were all in on it.
Or you can assume that the peacekeepers themselves were the ones who prepared the other Car 1. If there was another
He's
Car
crying.
1, then there would be something that sets it apart from the original Car 1. For example, The way the window glass was broken in the infirmary would be different from how I broke it.
You mean when you used the fire extinguisher to smash the infirmary's window?
Yeah, so it
they
looked
knew
off.
You would do that? That's how they were able to imitate it in the new car 1?
I think I was set up to reach for that fire extinguisher.
It was there on the
fire
ground.
extinguisher was left in a conspicuous spot in the hallway. They wanted me to... And that's how they pulled off
Psychology.
swapping the 1st and 5th cars while in transit. It was all a trap to set me up as the culprit. Zilch!
All right, we're almost there.
Still a shame to kill so many cool characters at the beginning, but you know, that's very Danganronpa. Very. Can't remember the producer's name, director, team designer.
That was a pretty
Always
solid
forget his
deduction.
name. I'm bad with names.
Very impressive. Me for seeing your potential.
No.
It's so strange. It doesn't feel like I'm learning this stuff, more like I'm remembering it. Maybe I was even a high-ranking detective in the WDO.
There's no time for bragging. You still gotta catch him.
Right.
Well, that right sounded a little off compared to everything else. Dun, dun, dun. All right. The scenery has changed.
Feels different here.
This is just the calm before the storm. Be careful.
Well,
We
there's
don't
going to
know
be a
what's gonna
final
happen
battle.
next. You know, making the first car look like the 5th was a really big trick to pull off. I'm surprised the train cars could disconnect and reconnect so smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
The train's automatic operating system must have had it programmed before we departed.
Even the trick with the swapping train car?
Probably. It had to have been done automatically.
Well, it'd be easy for Amaterasu. They own the train.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Even
They're
if I
up to
obtain the
something.
truth here, won't they just ignore what I say and arrest me anyway?
I keep telling you not to worry about it. As long as you have the truth, the culprit can't escape.
Is she going to kill them?
Why are you so sure of that?
They have a heart attack, they die of natural causes. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Zilch and his castle.
What is this?
Looks like a fort to me. With this kind of protection, I bet the truth is in there for sure. You just have to destroy it.
Oh.
So the truth.
How do
is
we take down
here.
a whole building? A whole castle? A stronghold?
Can't have
No.
the truth. It's impossible
You can't
to
handle the
destroy
truth.
this fortress. Just give up.
Whenever a culprit takes a last stand like this, you know we're just a step away from unriddling this labyrinth. Master, time to show him how dangerous you really are. After all,
I'm not worried about that right now. We're so close to the truth.
The
We
truth.
gotta do this.
it's boom kill time.
She definitely likes killing. Bim, 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 bim. Oh. Oh, it's running away from us. It's falling away from us? Oh, they're really pulling up a final defensive. Oh! What? Attack on Titan time. God Shinigami.
Shinigami's to the corner.
They overcome the last stand, a phantom test through all obstacles to the mega-sized god. Great onset destroyer. Whoop. Oh, there she goes.
Do this, Master.
Y, tackle, jump, up. Last way, gigantic iron balls released by the Phantom Forces with a corresponding kick. When obstacle closes in, the screen slows down. Press the attack button. Missing important timing means failure and taking damage, so be careful.
I won't let you have the truth.
Oh. Okay, timing. Alright, and then tackle. Again, when the screen slows down, press the button. And if you fail... Alright, now avoid thorns. Jump.
Your deduction is wrong.
2 times combo. Okay, the timing on the kick is weird.
Don't come any closer. Stop it.
Okay, the timing.
And fifth part is just your imagination. It's a completely baseless lie. There's no evidence they ever swapped.
There is evidence. Destroy the wall with a solution key. Oh. Solution key window. There are obstacles that even God me can't destroy without a solution key. Without the solution key window and pick a key that contradicts the Phantom statement. And boom, stash it with the master solution.
Use the solution key to smash through the wall, Master.
It is the distorted plate.
You're wrong. Huh? Come on. No, there are traces of a swap. The warped plate from Car 5.
The reason that plate was burned so thoroughly is because originally it said Car 1.
Yeah.
Left as it was, it would have messed up your plot to make Car 1 look like Car 5. That's why you made extra sure it was burned beyond recognition.
Here I go.
That's nonsense. It burns the plate to disguise it? No! I didn't do that!
God, stop it.
Stop! Go away! Get away from me! Wait! Get away! It just happened to be easily burned! But with it burned, you have no way of knowing what number car it was.
Oh.
So there's nothing backing up your deduction. You have no hard evidence proving that location was the first car.
Looks like we need another solution key to boot
Okay.
open. Good luck, Master.
Oh god, what do we choose? Okay. Bloodstain on the interior lock. Oh, would be still the same there.
There is proof! The bloodstain on the inner lock of the infirmary in Car 5!
The culprit probably didn't notice it. But I remember. It's my blood.
What?
What?
When I was trying to get into the infirmary in Car 1, I cut my finger on the glass. When I reached through to unlock the latch, I must have gotten blood on it. But that bloodstain would have been hidden while the interlock was open. That's probably why the culprit missed it. My blood, which was left behind in Car 1, was found in Car 5. This proves that someone pulled off the car switching trick.
This is the truth of the case!
Excalibur. The noble phantasm.
I'm not done yet!
What? You still going? Let us boom kill you already.
Boom kill.
If Car 1 became Car 5, then
Good luck and
where
have fun
did
with the stream. I
supposedly
will
hide
have
in
fun.
the infirmary go?
It's enjoyable watching this nonsense.
You had to have checked the 5th car, but the culprit wasn't there.
Yeah. Flashback.
The culprit must have been hiding somewhere in the 5th car. Probably someplace safe.
In one of the control rooms. Spot selection. Train door. Main control room A. Restroom. In one of the, no, mistake.
I checked the restroom, but no one was there.
Oh. What? So remove from the infirmary.
I haven't checked the infirmary. The culprit.
Wait, when was this checking? There was like very little. The only other place is the control room.
Here.
Which would have been my first guess, but I was like kind of confused at where we are.
The culprit was hiding inside the main control room, which was locked shut the entire time. I didn't have the key, so I could never have gotten inside.
But he
I bet
did.
The culprit moved there from the infirmary while car 1 was running on the 2nd track. If the train's management company, Amaterasu Corporation, was involved, the culprit may have had the key.
Mm-hmm.
And then they hid in a blind spot I couldn't see from the window. That's how they got past me.
No, it's not me. I'm not the
Culprit.
culprit.
Great detective work. I'd call that a critical hit. He seems like he's barely standing. All that's left is to finish him off.
All right.
Finish him off? How do I do that?
Hit him with the sword.
Shove all your evidence into the solution blade and slash as hard as you can.
Oh. Where did the book come from? Deduction, denouement?
Time to expose this crime. The cheats and everything.
The deduction denouement is where the truth is made clear by thinking through all the deductions up until that point. Place the correct piece in the corresponding deduction gap to reveal the truth.
The clincher.
Locked pieces can be opened by solving mysteries, so keep it up.
There's only one truth.
Once every gap is filled with the piece, the file now revealing all mysteries will be unveiled. Everything has been leading to this moment. You object? Objection! Okay, so we got the Amaterasu Express, fire extinguisher. What has said do? Nothing. B, table of contents. It doesn't actually have to be in order. I see. So we're missing stuff here. So we don't have any coffee unlocked yet. Double mystery here? Okay. What was used as a red herring? Oh, well, we can... Ah, well, no, that's the wrong ballot. We want... Can I just press A, or do I actually have to go to X? Press the cushion. And what was used to break the window? It was the fire extinguisher. Didn't. And then what's... Where was the culprit hiding? Oh. Are we unlocked under the bed? What else is there? Train cars. Knockout drug. Okay, we can go back. Whoop. Boop. And what was... What's this thing? Where did Uma rush to? Oh, well. The train? And then... What happened to the car one was detached? And what was the culprit doing in the main control room? Detach. Right. What happened to the car when it detached? Attachment to car 1. Blackout. Dun-dun-dun. And then we've got all the pages now, right? No, we've still got 3 more to unlock that last one. Okay, what happens when exiting the tunnel? Attachment to car 1. Get rid of them. And this one is... What did the culprit burn? Oh, well, that was the plaque. Or is it the bodies? No, it was the plaque. Cool, cool. A burnt corpse in the passageway. Which body was found last? Good old Affix's body. And then that leaves us with the final page. And who was the culprit? No other than Zilch. Mystery unraveled. Oh.
Step right up, step right up.
Alright. Playing baseball?
Master detectives slain before their time, and Amaterasu Corporation has master in their sights. Truth bombs are about to be dropped. Time for the deduction denouement.
The incident unfolded aboard the Amaterasu Express, which was on its way to Kanaiwar.
Mm-hmm.
I rushed onto the train as it was about to depart. At that time, the train was made up of 5 cars.
All because you were fast asleep in the lost and found, Master. If you'd kept snoozing, the case would never be solved.
When the train started moving, it was only 4 cars long. The 5th and final one was left at the station.
And so, the culprit's scheme had already begun.
Dun-dun-dun.
Meaning Amaterasu Corporation was involved from the get-go.
They're trying to hide something.
On the train, the master detectives were gathered together in car 2. That was the dining car. And the culprit had already mixed a knockout drug into every drink there.
I thought the culprit was the first person on the train, so they could prepare in advance and wait for everybody else.
I felt unwell, and Melanie went to the trouble of pouring me a coffee. But after drinking it, I started to feel drowsy.
So then did the others also drink?
I was hearing things at the time and thought that I might be seriously ill.
No, it was just a ghost. Oh.
So you thought yours truly was responsible? Sticks and stones don't do much to a dead god, but slander stings.
We can still blame Shigami.
Sent me off to Car 1 in order to find me as the killer.
I'm sure the culprit didn't expect you to get sick, Master, but since you look like a super easy target, they probably changed their plan and went after you instead.
Oh, could have
Once
left
I
it to
left,
anyone?
The other master detectives must have fallen asleep because of the drugged drinks.
The culprit then burned everyone to death, setting all those master detectives on fire on purpose. What a psycho!
Indeed.
This was when the culprit put their plan to frame me into motion. First, they carried Aphex's charred corpse to the infirmary in Car 1.
The very first body we found.
Then, they deliberately left a fire extinguisher near the restroom I was sleeping in. This was done to prompt me into smashing the door later.
Gotta have someone get inside somehow, or else nobody would find the body.
Yeah, it could have burnt up in no time.
Next, the culprit entered the infirmary, locked the door, and laid down on the bed with Aphex's charred corpse.
That probably wouldn't smell too pleasant.
Jumping into bed with a charred corpse. And here I thought chivalry was dead. What a gentleman. I'm actually a little jealous.
It's okay.
A knife and cushion created the red herring.
Hell of a way to pretend to be dead.
Furthermore, the culprit set the room on fire just
Boy,
as I
imagine
was
if we
waking
never
up.
actually, checked to see if the room was on fire.
While we were sleeping, I felt someone come into the restroom. They must have seen me then and timed it.
When I woke up in the restroom and went into the hallway, Car 1 was beginning to fill with smoke.
Oh, that's some precise timing.
I caught a glimpse of Zelch in the infirmary, with a knife lodged in his chest.
But it didn't take long for the smoke to obscure everything.
That was when the culprit took out Aphex's burnt corpse, switched places with it,
Mm-hmm.
and waited for me to enter the room while hiding beneath the bed.
It's just like a magic trick. Switching places under a veil of smoke.
Meanwhile,
Definitely
I
some
found
magic
the
trick.
fire extinguisher on the floor, smashed the window, unlocked the room, and went inside.
Just like the culprit planned. And that's why they left the fire extinguisher there in the first place.
After the smoke cleared, I found Zelch's body, burnt to a crisp. At least, that's what I thought. The charred corpse was actually Aphex. The culprit had me completely fooled.
Mm-hmm.
Must be why they picked the time-consuming method of roasting someone to death.
Does hide a lot of
What's
evidence.
about the right size?
I bolted out of Car 1 after seeing the corpse.
The culprit was stuck at the bed at that time. Huh. They probably laughed at you from there, watching everything unfold like they planned.
I went on to discover the charred corpses of the other master detectives. Around that time, the culprit came out from under the bed and went to the main control room in Car 1. Controlling the train from there, they detached Car 1.
Mm-hmm.
That caused the blackout and shaking, and the power source was switched over to the backup system. So when the train shook, was there or was there not jiggling wheels? Take a guess.
Nope.
While the detached Car 1 was running on a separate track, the culprit went to work, preparing to disguise Car 1 as Car 5.
Mm-hmm.
What about the jiggling?
First,
I'm sure they did.
Aphex's corpse was
I'm
carried
sure
to the
they did.
corridor, and the necklace removed earlier was placed back on.
Then reason, the car 1 number plate was burned so that it couldn't be properly identified.
But he left it there instead of hiding it.
The culprit went into the main control room, locked the door, and waited for the train cars to reconnect.
At this time, the culprit was riding in car 1 on the other track, right?
Yeah, the train, which was only cars 2, 3, and 4 at the time, remained on course.
Since we were in
And car 1 became car 5.
I didn't realize car 1 was moving alongside us.
The train we were on went through the tunnel with only 3 cars. When it came out of the tunnel, the car with the culprit in it attached to car 4. Now behind car 4, that car became car 5.
The slot was pre-programmed into the train's automatic operating system, right? Technology sure is convenient.
Wait, what if everything was mistimed, huh?
Culprit, riding in car 1, attached it to the back of car 4. That caused more shaking, but there was no blackout this time because the power supply stayed the same.
Additional shaking occurred inside my blouse, but the power stayed on.
After that, I mistook car 1 for car 5 and walked right in. The culprit wrecked it so much I didn't even notice the door I had smashed when I was in car 1 before.
I figured there'd been some kind of brawl. But that was sort of the culprit's plan, wasn't it? Also, no one would realize was actually car 1.
When I found the corpse, I deduced that it was Aphex from the necklace it had on.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was.
But I was just rediscovering the same charred corpse from car 1.
Still Alphex.
The disguised corpse and the car switch completely fooled me.
Using a dead body? Oh, this is a despairingly brilliant idea!
When the train arrived in Conover, it connected to a different, prearranged car 1.
And with that, the train once again had 5 cars. So much
The
attention,
perfect crime.
attention. What a stupid, crazy, elaborate trick!
The peacekeepers were lying in wait at the station. As the sole survivor, I was set up as the one responsible for the murders.
And Amaterasu was in on it! That really turns me on!
I don't think that's the correct word you
I
want.
mean, pisses me off, right?
During that time, the culprit stayed hidden in the main control room of the disguised car 1. And waited for the peacekeepers to haul you in, Master. They were right there at the scene.
After burning all the master detectives, the culprit faked their own death and tried to frame me as the killer. It was a cunning, cold-blooded scheme.
And the evildoer who committed these countless contemptible crimes is none other than...
Zilch.
Zilch Alexander!
It was you!
Nah. So can they see Shigami if she's in that form? Anyway.
This is the truth I've uncovered!
Whoop. Split the soul from the body? Let the body hit the floor? But we're still in the labyrinth. So why? Will we find out the motive?
Is that it? What's this?
It's the truth. It's the soul of the true culprit who made this mystery labyrinth.
The soul of the true culprit. Wait, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
Now it's time for the main event.
Oh?
Here we go.
She
It's
gonna
my
eat
time
it,
to
right?
shine.
Oh.
Surging bloodlust. Overflowing despair. The brilliant soul of Shinigami. shall expunge this cursed case! Death to all deplorables! Ruin to the vile mystery labyrinth! Starting a shiny, graceful, glorious stellar spiral!
Oh, she boom killed him. Big boom kill. Loading. Oh. Oh, time unfreeze.
Huh? We're back?
What are you talking about now? Your spirit shouldn't be broken. Yet. The Peacekeepers will take care of you. We have all the time in the world.
Huh?
Nothing changed.
Shinigami! Where are you? Nothing here's changed. What's going on? Shinigami? Are you listening?
Oh.
Get him!
Wait! I know who the culprit is!
What?
It's Zilch! He's still alive. He framed me.
What are you talking about? He's already dead!
Huh? But...
Shut up! This is not up for discussion! What a waste of time! Take him away!
Shinigami! Where did you go? This isn't what's supposed to happen!
Oh.
Right here!
There she is.
You're so cute when you panic, so I had to enjoy the view for a bit.
She's so
Stop
nice.
lying around. Why hasn't the situation changed at all?
He must be hallucinating. Taking him down shouldn't be a problem.
Oh.
Take him away! What? He's dead?
Oh, Zilch is dead?
Looks like it's over.
Huh?
Yeah, well,
What's over? Shinigami.
yeah, the
what's
god of
going
death.
on?
And she...
There's always a price to pay. When I read the soul of the true culprit, the mystery labyrinth created by the culprit is destroyed.
Along with the culprit.
But as a price, the source that created the mystery labyrinth also perishes.
The source perishes? Don't tell me.
Yep.
That's right, the true culprit dies.
Then that report saying Zilch, the true culprit, was dead.
And that solves today's mystery. The true culprit is as dead as a doornail.
She's so happy about that.
You're now innocent and free to go, Master. A happy ending. A roll credits.
There's nothing happy about this. Zilch died because I solved the mystery, right?
Huh? He was a dangerous murderer who killed 4 master detectives. He deserved to die.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I'm completely free to go. Not even with Zilch being dead.
In that case, say exactly what I'm about to tell you to that gilded idiot over there.
Oh, what magic words is there?
Okay. Swank, did you just receive a report that Zilch was dead?
How did you know that?
I thought so.
Ah,
If he was alive until moments ago, that changes things about this case. Someone who died in front of my eyes, was alive. This is clearly an attempt by the culprit to disguise the truth.
No.
Don't tell me the Peacekeepers lied to try to cover up what really happened. You didn't try to frame an innocent person, did you?
what? You think you can weasel your way out of this?
Is
You
that what
better not
she
forget
told us to
you're in
take?
Khanai Ward now. You're powerless before the might of the Amaterasu Corporation.
No, I didn't mean...
Hey, Hey, don't surrender so easily. You were so close.
That does it! You're under arrest! Listen, you got no right to remain silent, and you got no right to call a lawyer either! Take him away!
Well,
Oh, wait! Hold on just a second!
oh, who do we have here?
Do you have a minute?
You!
It's all good. Let's stop all the fighting. We both have to follow orders from the higher-ups, so let's not do anything that causes unnecessary tension. Falsifying evidence and testimonies is a drag when it comes time to do the paperwork, right? It's tough keeping things consistent. Just forget about all that and leave it to me, yeah? You know, I saw that the true culprit was alive and well just a bit ago.
What?
If you let us go, I'll cook something up in my report to the World Detective Organization. You don't want trouble, right? If the WDO floods this joint because of you. Your punishment might be kind of brutal. So you know
who's
what to
this
do.
con artist?
Leave things well enough alone, as they say.
Let's go!
Thank goodness that worked out.
Now, who are you?
Who is he?
Beats me?
Well, he's saved us. Anyway, can we finally save again? Boop. Boom. Ooh, big map. Oh,
Well,
yes,
I
well.
bet that was quite a long trip for you. Welcome to Kanai Ward.
Thanks.
You must be Yuma. Yuma Cocoa Head, right?
I am. And you are?
I'm Yako Furio.
Hmm. Alright, already forgotten your name. Alright, for
Born and raised
real?
in Kanai Ward. Just a humble member of the WDO. I'm the director of the Nocturnal Detective Agency, the only detective agency in Kanai Ward. My office welcomes you. Nice to make your acquaintance.
Not gonna feel bad about the others
Thanks.
detectives
The
that
pleasure is all mine.
died on the train ride?
So he's a detective from the WDO. He managed to turn away the peacekeepers, so he must be in high standing.
Really? He's clearly just some careless, middle-aged man. Oh, by the way, don't tell anyone about yours truly. You might have forgotten, but our secret is included in the contract. It'd be terrible if you broke this rule. To be exact, your whole body would be drained of its blood.
No.
Okay, I won't tell anyone.
Well, even if you did, they'd just assume you're some crazy person.
Now, shall we? Oh, by the way, I'd like to hear the details about this incident.
No.
Right.
Yeah, why did Silch do it? Was he blackmailed? Was he a part of Amaterasu? Amaterasu? What? Words are hard to say.
I'm sorry I kept you waiting. It took a while to get through all the proceedings.
They practically interrogated you, right? Kanai Ward is completely shut off from the outside world. Communication devices, such as cell phones, are confiscated. Cameras are not permitted to leave Kanai Ward either. Even if you smuggle something with reception in, Kanai Ward is a dead zone. Thanks to all that tight closure, nobody's using this fancy station at all.
Did you say no one?
You show a lot of promise, considering how you handled that Amaterasu. I was scared, to be honest.
My guy
I
pronounce
don't
it.
want to deal with them if I don't have to.
The thing is, the
Amaterasu.
peacekeepers always antagonize detectives. As a basic rule, never look them in the eye. They're always itching for a fight. Kind of like Mad Dog.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Amaterasu Corp doesn't want the unified government or the WDO meddling in their matters. I even caught wind of them hiring a hitman.
Oh,
Hitman?
They plan to wipe out any master detectives before they enter Kanai Ward.
well,
The
yeah.
result of which is this Amaterasu Express massacre.
So Zilch was actually a hitman?
Nope. There was a real master detective named Zilch. He was murdered beforehand and used as a disguise.
No.
We were in the first car earlier. The real Zilch is laying dead somewhere in there. There was a separate first car at the station before you arrived, where Zilch's body was hidden.
Oh,
Then,
okay.
the 4 train cars
How do
that
you get
rode
this
in
information
would
so
arrive at the
quickly?
station in Kanai Ward and connect with the fake first car. That makes a total of 5 dead master detectives at Kanai Ward's plant. With no master detectives left, you would be arrested as the only culprit.
They would go to such length?
Absolutely. Even though the plan didn't work, we still lost 5 master
Yeah,
detectives.
as they were.
Given the situation, I'm honestly surprised you survived, Yuma.
That's all thanks to me. You're so lucky to be haunted by yours truly.
Wait, if there was a real Zilch, then the number of people on board the including me, that makes 6 people. The numbers...
I, Hoochie, heard from the World Detective Organization that the number of master detectives on the train was
5.
precisely 5.
Oh, I'll explain that later. Anyway, let's leave this place.
Hmm.
Wouldn't want to give the peacekeepers any idea.
Shame that she died. Shame that they all died. So, was the real Silch even able to control creatures? Well, this place looks like it's had no money spent on it.
Hey, you're right.
Well, upkeep. It's kind of falling apart. Oh, this is a big city. I think there'd be more high rises. Oh. Who do we have here?
Who's that guy?
Beats me.
Well, they're not doing their job too well. Chapter 0. Massacre on the Amaterasu Express. Yep. Oh, I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. It just does not want to roll off my tongue. Results. Once the copper is boom killed, you get rewards based on how well you did, Master.
Are you gonna remember?
Free to
all
rating
of
between
this?
SS and C. Not only do you get rewards for the rating received, but every rating below it, so try shooting for the top. Deduction, SS. Judgment, SS. RDM, S. Stamina, B. Final, S. Damn. Little short. Rank up. Oh, getting a few ranks. Boom. Save. Yes. Boom. Dun, 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 dun. The prologue. Boy, I can't believe it took 4 hours just to do the tutorial. Oh. That's a get up.
There's a place I want to show you. It's the best spot to learn about this town.
Hmm.
Hey, relax. Don't be so nervous.
Sure.
Come on, this way.
Doo-doo. It's a rooftop. Doo.
I love the view of the city from here.
I mean, could we
Oh,
do this
no.
when it's not raining?
It's like
Or does it
we're
rain all the
always
time here?
right at the brink of dawn. Although, thanks to them, the real dawn
Ah,
will
there's the
never
big
rise
building.
here.
So is it just smog in the air? And this is acid rain?
You mean Amaterasu Corporation?
Kanai Ward is isolated and out of the UG's reach. Now, Amaterasu is the de facto master of the city. None who wish to live in peace dare defy them. As long as you know your place, life can be pretty good here. Open an umbrella and the rain won't touch you. Wear a raincoat and you can even take a girl cycling. You know what I mean, right?
No.
Kinda.
A while back, our detective agency used this building. But we were kicked out due to a contract dispute. The owner claimed renting the building out to detectives made the place unpopular. In Kanai Ward, detectives aren't even allowed to have their own offices.
Really?
I
Then
don't
why we're
know what
here
the
then?
WDO is thinking, but I don't want this. It should stay the way it is. It deserves. That's why this time around, I don't want any trouble. It's not easy to negotiate with these people.
I heard that Kanai Ward has a lot of unsolved mysteries.
Will we solve them
Screams
all?
are part of the daily noise around here.
That's not good.
kind of like church bells.
That's
marking-
concerning.
Whenever someone's smiling in that building, someone else in town is weeping. However, we can't go punching the guy who's smiling. We can only offer a handkerchief to those in tears before quietly slipping away. Nothing more is needed anyway. We're not superheroes or anything. We're just
Just detectives, he says. But he has the resigned smile of someone who's... That look tells me exactly the kind of place Kanai Ward is. In a way words couldn't begin to describe.
This fuzzhead dude comes off like an irresponsible geezer, but there's an ominous aura around him. You only end up like that if you've seen death all the time.
Could it be
Ooh.
because of this city?
Well.
Maybe. Or maybe it's its old man stench.
Well, he does smoke.
Something wrong? Is there something on my gorgeous face? Back in the day, I was rather popular with the ladies. You may think that means I'm no longer so popular. And you'd be right.
The rain, it never stops. Does it rain often here?
Well, if it never stops, that means it rains a lot.
This stuff? Fatalists would tell you that all rain must come to a stop. But
Fatalists?
for the past few years, the rain in our town hasn't stopped falling.
Well, it must have some good
Years.
drainage if it's not flooding.
Yeah, years. It started around, weird, huh? Thanks to that, we have no need for weather.
A city where it's always...
But I would be happy to live in a city where it's
No
always
wonder things
raining.
are so dark and damp here.
The rain sure has changed things around here. Both the city. Supposedly, there's something in the rain that messes with our bodies and
No.
environment. No one knows why the rain never lets up. But it probably has something to do with Amaterasu.
Kanai Ward. It's such a bizarre place.
Bizarre, huh? You're not gonna make it here if you find this shocking. You'll be seeing a lot of strange things
No,
in this city.
okay.
I'll tell you that much. But there's no need to
Once again,
overcomplicate things.
very concerning.
Everything
Screaming,
is just an
weirdness.
illusion in the rain. Just think of it that way, and you'll be fine. Trust me, it's easier this way.
Is it?
Well, now that I've finished showing you the town, let's head to the agency.
Alright, but you said your agency wasn't allowed to have a building,
There's a lot more to it than I thought.
What do you mean?
so we're heading to a cardboard box?
Oh, it smells so good here. It's like there's a florist on every corner.
Okay, I'm guessing that means it smells like death here.
Really? I don't see any floor.
I didn't mean it literally. To me, nothing smells sweeter
Then death.
than the stench of death.
See?
The stench of death?
There are gruesome mysteries all over this place. It smells so lovely.
She's so
That
morbid.
sounds so ominous.
Hey, the elevator.
Right.
Dun-dun-dun.
Now then,
Yes.
No need to be no no need to be so nervous. There's nothing dangerous here anyway. Alright, I'm ready. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. Oh well if I am. Dun, 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 dun.
this area is called Kamasaki District.
Okay.
It's the busiest and messiest place in all of Ganai Ward. In other words, it's a lively area.
Also concerning with that word choice. Oh, look how big yeah, there were big drains here.
Neon looks magical blurred in the rain.
Oh, the people
If
fade
there
away.
really is an illusion in the rain, I think it'd be the streetlights. I don't have any memories of this scenery, but it still makes me all nostalgic. Perhaps I'm from a city like this one. Or maybe if you formed my mind into a shape, it'd look like this place.
Interesting. Battlefield.
Hey, isn't it weird how it's not flooded, given how it's always raining here?
Yeah.
It looks like they have a good drainage system. See? There's a drain leading to a pipe over there.
That kind of thing creeps me out. Just imagine what would happen if I got sucked in there. Hey, there's a clown in the sewer staring at you.
A clown?
Damn sewer clowns.
Made you laugh.
I explained briefly, but basically, Amaterasu Corp picks on detectives.
Mm-hmm.
My colleagues and hired assistants all quit. They said working here as a detective was simply impossible.
So, you've been working as the only detective for the whole city ever since?
It's not like I can change careers. I'm a WDO detective, after all.
I'm sure you could have found
Clients
another job.
trust me to do the job. Although, most of my requests involve infidelity or finding lost pets.
What about unsolved mysteries?
They stay unsolved.
The peacekeepers get to handle that. Detectives don't even get close.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
But now, things could be different since you're all here.
Oh, you're gonna actually make us
Huh?
work?
Oh?
You're not afraid of us messing things up? Changing the status quo?
Yeah, I got a feeling things will be a bit stuffy moving forward.
So, he does live in the sewers?
Is your agency up ahead?
Like I said earlier, detectives aren't allowed to work in a proper office in Kanai Ward.
Ugh, must we travel this nauseating path? I'm too blue-blooded for this.
The other master detectives are already waiting at the agency.
Oh, there are still
You're
other
the
detectives
last to
here?
join us.
Other master detectives? But everyone on the train died.
Thanks to that hitman hired by Amaterasu. The WDO anticipated interference. They prepared multiple routes for entry into Kanai Ward. They covered their bases. Other master detectives arrived from routes besides the Amaterasu Express.
There was other ways in?
Both official and unofficial members traveled through these various routes.
I see. So it wasn't just the Amaterasu Express.
And if they knew people were going to get
Amaterasu
murdered
Corporation
on...
caught on and tried to interfere on all the routes. Granted, they deny any involvement. Some routes were completely stamped out. Yours barely made it.
That tragedy happened to others too.
Oh.
Excluding you, there are 4 others who survived. Unfortunately,
Well, that makes 5
a lot
again.
of sacrifices were made. But as a result, you could say master detectives of the highest caliber have been gathered here.
All the
You
luckiest.
did outsmart Amaterasu and made it here after all.
The highest caliber? Hearing Master get complimented really annoys me.
Nuts.
Why?
I wonder what these surviving Master Detectives are like. So exciting, so mysterious.
It's quite the long walk. Well, they really made sure that we can't work in the city. Dun 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 dun. Oh.
Here we are.
We're in the containers? Okay, at least we're not in the tunnels.
Where's the agency?
This is it.
It's right here. All right. Remember this, Yuma. The most important things cannot be seen by the eye.
Oh, there's camouflage? Darn. Oh, they're in a submarine. That's an option. A solution to not being allowed a building. But won't people see a submarine popping up and down every so often?
This is the agency?
I thought my eyes were gonna pop out.
Welcome to the Nocturnal Detective Agency. What, you expected something a bit tidier? I guess I wouldn't call this place clean myself. But isn't it awesome? Our own submarine!
Well, hopefully there's no torpedoes coming our way.
This is a...
You've been assigned to a secret ship of a detective agency.
Well, it does sink. On command. Oh. So let's see who these detectives are. Any cuties?
Thanks for waiting, everyone. Our final new member has arrived at last.
watch it. Just come barging in here.
Sorry. What are you talking about? This is my detective agency, isn't it?
Victory is mine.
Oh.
Pay up.
Wait, hold on, that doesn't count. It was an accident thanks to the chief barging in here.
Nonsense. You should have
Silly
expected
face.
him to return from his errand. Moreover, you should have realized he was back when our submarine resurfaced.
When you put it like that.
With my logic, anything is possible.
What are they fighting about?
Hey, what are you doing with those matches? No fire is allowed on my sub.
It's just a little game.
A little
He
game?
strikes the matches one by one. He wins if he lights 10 in a row. But if he fails even once, I win. And he failed. Thus, I get all the cash.
Interesting bet.
Hang on, it was lit. The chief opened the door, which blew it out. I succeeded in lighting it, so the game continues. Hey, ref, how many matches was it? You can check by counting the number of chocolates on the table.
Sure thing. 1,
No.
2,
Why does he seem slow?
3.
Hey, don't eat those. We're using them to count. How many are we missing now? 2 or 3? Come on, princess. How many did you eat? Be honest.
2 or 3. What comes after 3? I never remember since I so rarely count that high.
How are you a
Please give me
detective?
just a moment to recall it.
It's all ruined.
Why don't you count the number of matchsticks you've used instead?
Oh, right. I'll just count the matchsticks and... Why the hell are there so many? Didn't you say no open flames are allowed in here?
It's harder to quit than you think.
Aha! I remember. The number 4 comes after 3. So the answer is 4. Huh? But there is still a chocolate missing.
She was eating chocolate the whole
There were
time.
more than 4 to begin with. Did you eat another one? Wait, you're eating it right now.
It is too delicious. So it is
Ominous.
simply heavenly.
Anyway, time to pay up.
Enough. I'm using my authority as chief to end this game. And no more gambling. Do you understand you're in Kanai Ward? Don't give the peacekeepers any reasons to drop in on us. Virtue, honesty,
1, 2, 3,
and staying
4.
the hell out of trouble. That's our motto here at Nocturnal Detective Agency.
Who's in the cubby?
I'd like to introduce you to our final team member. Yuma Cocoa Head. A round of applause.
Nice to meet you all.
I was hoping they'd be amazing detectives, but they all look kind of dumb. I wonder which one of them will die first.
Oh, jeez.
Him or me?
Hey, knock it off! They managed to get past Amaterasu's attacks. I'm sure they're all amazing.
Now then,
Definitely say his jacket's
let me
kind of
introduce
covered in
everyone to you.
blood design.
first, the one sitting over there is Halara Nightmare.
No,
Great
that's a
master
name.
detective. The first to arrive at Kanai Ward.
Well, she doesn't look like a nightmare.
The little match boy over there
No.
is Desuhiko Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt. Is he quick?
Who's the match boy?
I like his eyes. They remind me of someone.
The beautiful lady next to him is Fubuki Clockford. She is the heiress to the famous Clockford family.
A pleasure to meet you.
He's got a few tattoos.
And the one inside the fireplace.
That's definitely a place to be.
Fireplace?
Wait, a fireplace also on a
Why there of all places?
on a submarine?
He says it's calming in there. Anyway, his name is Vivia Twilight.
Hey, nice to meet you.
That's full of energy.
Right. Now that we're all here, let's have a seat.
Well, I guess we're sitting in that chair.
Sit down right here.
Hang on. Save. Boom. Well, sadly, this is where I'm going to wrap it up. So, what will we learn? Are we going to be sent on another case? What will it be? We'll find out over the weekend. Alright, let us turn the console off. How does one do that again? Sleep mode. Yeah, I've been very low energy all week. So sadly, I will be off. Thank you, everyone. I will catch you all in the future. Well, anyone? Have a quick look at the raid, see if there's anyone. Boop. But yeah, I'll catch you all around. Thank you. And let's get out of here in 3, 2, 1.